Van's looking well. It's one of them getting in things, this, isn't it, again? I can just tell already I'm not going to be able to get in. Oh! Does this look stupid? So, welcome to another episode of Inside NuLife. This week, I'm back at school and Josh has made me sit on a little chair to do an intro. We undertake a commercial wood floor sanding project during the Easter holidays at this school, and we are at an amazing domestic property in Bramhall in Cheshire, where we also undertake some domestic wood floor sanding with a couple of challenges. Welcome to Inside NuLife. One of the first challenges we've had this morning is we've had a machine breakdown. Why have you broke the belt?
Broke it, have I?
Well, it's not broken its own, Niall, has it? Jesus, Mesh.
I think you should wear it for the rest of the day as punishment.
Jesus.
It's a little bit, it's alright, I can't remember that. Yeah, I might look.
We're at a primary school in North Manchester. It's the start of the Easter holidays and we've got this week-long restoration job, or week-long 4 days restoration job going on. This is a school hall. This section up here is currently being used as the dining area as well for the children. It's really heavily worn. The floor is about 15 years old. And the school are wanting to invest in the floor and make it look amazing, and we're going to do our bit by restoring it and by sanding it, and it's going to look amazing when it's done. What are you doing? What are you doing? Surely you should be able to pull rank and get someone else to do the edging for you.
I laid and sanded this floor about 15 years ago.
You did? Yeah. You laid this floor?
Yeah.
We're with Gaz and Niall, and he's over in the background. I just wanted to have a quick chat with Gaz today and do something a bit different. And the reason I picked Gaz to do this is because I've just found out this morning that he laid this floor 15 years ago and sanded it when it was first put down. Very interesting.
If I remember rightly, they'd had a leak and we had to take the floor up. And there was cracks in the asphalt, and we got a specialist company in to sort of melt the cracks in the asphalt.
All right.
And then I think we put a DPM down on top of that, and then relaid the floor, and then sanded and sealed it.
Talk to us about the job, the floor, what sort of tree it is.
This is a maple floor, which is quite common in schools because it's really hard wearing. Pretty straightforward job, really. So, challenging bit on this raised section here, we've got to sand all this by hand with the orbital machines. To do this, we're using one of our Festal machines, which has got 40s grit paper on there, hooked up to the vacuum system, and we're going to sand it back to match into the floor and then seal it. There is a lot of attention to detail on this. There's some screws sticking out. There's a couple of really difficult bits to get to. So it's going to be a lot of work by hand, a lot of detail work. Okay, so we're done here for today. Let's leave the lads to it. They're going to crack on with the sanding, and we'll be back when the floor is going to be primed. At one of our domestic wood floor sanding jobs this week. As you'll probably see from behind me, the client's having a brand new kitchen fitted. And we had to take some sections of the wood out to allow them to channel some water pipes under the ground. Once they'd done that, the area was filled with a concrete screed, and we've replaced the wood back into those areas that had been taken out. We had to replace this section with some of the oak boards that we've taken up, and we also used some reclaimed oak that we had to replace some bigger areas. Once we've done that, certain areas of the floor have been filled to ensure the stability of the wood going forward. The section down here, along the edge of the bifolding doors, where there was an existing plinth on the floor, like a wooden plinth that covered and overlapped the edge of the wood. Now, rather than sand that in situ, we've taken that plinth off, sanded it all down by hand, and we're going to seal that before putting it back and covering the gap at the edge of the floor. Just to give you an idea of these are an existing part of the floor that, like I say, rather than sand in situ, we've actually taken these off, hand sanded them and completely, perfectly detailed them before we sealed them with the Palm Pure to match the existing floor. So then, at the end of the day, they'll blend in perfectly. Leave the lads to it. They have a fuse issue going at the minute that they're just having a little debate about around the corner. I'm going to take it that Gaz will win. So we'll leave them to it for the day today. Oh, it's done, it's done. We're going to leave them to it now. We'll be back on Friday to have a look at the sealing process when they start applying the Palm Pure. You should be asking for forgiveness for screwing another sanding machine up. Welcome back. We're back to one of our Easter wood jobs at a primary school in North Manchester. As you'll see, the floor looks amazing. The guys have been sanding here for the last few days. Looks great, looks really cool, and as you'll see in the background, we've just started applying the primer to the floor. Now, during today and tomorrow, we're going to be applying the primer and 2 coats of topical seal. They'll go around the edges with a brush first of all, just to detail the edges and make sure that we get into every single corner. And then we'll go east to west and north to south with the primer once we're applying it. We're using a product called Junkers Pre-Lack and Junkers Commercial. So it's a really strong bonding, very heavy duty commercial seal. And this is the first morning of applying the seal where we're putting the primer down, which is called Pre-Lack, like I say. So one of the things Gaz was telling me about, and this is quite important for us to talk about in a second when we get into our maintenance of floors, is he was saying there's probably not much left on this section of floor up here. Is that right, Gaz?
Yeah. Like I was saying, this floor was relaid maybe 15 years ago, but the stage wasn't relayed.
Yeah.
So that was sanded, this was relayed and then sealed. So obviously it's had another sanding now, and I noticed it is quite thin in places.
So it's important for us to speak to the client about, let them know this, and that it's really, really important because, you know, there might not even be another sand in that top section, so it's really important that they keep on top of it with a planned maintenance program going forward to prevent the floor from ever having to be sanded again.
Which is why that floor is, it looks like it's got a lot more character and grain in the wood because it's older, so it's going to look ever so slightly different to this floor because obviously this is a newer wood than the stage.
One really important thing that you may not know about the way that we work and the way that we do most of our jobs, or all of our jobs, is
Maintenance and ongoing support for the client is really important to us. So this particular floor here, for instance, like Gaz mentioned, that this top section is getting quite thin, so there might not be much more sanding in it. Now, one of the things we pride ourselves on at NuLife is working with our clients. So once they've invested in having the floors restored and fully sanded, which obviously a lot of the time is quite a chunky investment, we make sure that that process is never needed to be repeated again. And we do that by regular maintenance visits. So when I say regular maintenance visits, we go back in a year's time, have a chat with the client, make sure the floor still looks good, and make sure their maintenance is going well, because a lot of the time we'll put a maintenance plan together for them, which will help with their daily, weekly, monthly treatments that they need to do in-house to the floors. And then we make that annual visit where we'll have a look and decide at that point, do we need to do anything, or should we go again in 6 months or 12 months time to have a look at the floor. If we do need to do something, it's a straightforward deep clean, slightly abrade the surface and reseal to put another coat of seal on. That way it prevents us ever having to do a full sanding and restoration job again. Good morning. We are back at one of our domestic wood jobs. We've completed the job, looks amazing. The client's well on the way with having the kitchen fitted, which also looks amazing. And the request from the client was to keep her to the most original look as possible and really lighten the floor up, which we've done by using a product called Palm & Pure. Palm & Pure is an amazing product. It's a commercial grade product, but the idea of it is to keep the original finish and original colour of the oak. A lot of the times when you use any wood seals or wood lacquers, it sort of deepens the colour and takes it to a darker level, but the Palm & Pure product keeps the original colour tone of the oak, and as you'll see, it's a really, really light finish, really strong, durable finish on the floor, and it looks amazing. There was a couple of little bits of cuts and changes we needed to make to the floor before it was restored, but that all went well. The lads have done a great job. It looks perfect. Client's over the moon. Another amazing job by our wood floor sanding experts. We are back at the North Manchester Primary School that we've been restoring the wooden floor at over the Easter holidays, and as you can see, looks amazing. Another great job completed by the team in the time frame, no issues whatsoever. Job done, clients over the moon with what we've done. Another challenge that we had on this job was this, let's say, riser up to the stage. It was quite hard to get the pressure on with the edging tools, sorry, the orbital tools, but we've managed to do a good job. It looks okay. We were worried that it was going to be slightly patchy, but to be honest, it looks great. The lads really struggled getting the pressure on to get the seal and the dirt and grime build up off there. But overall, they've done a good job. I'm happy, the school's happy, and yeah, nice finish. I just look like I'm trying to rob a bank or something, don't I? It's not great, is it? Let's be honest, Josh.